Sailor Moon here, Serena here, and today I'm going to talk about probably one more time, talk about it, and then move on. But then, since I don't really have I'm not really answerable to anyone on YouTube for what moving shows I make. Okay, if they're on the same underwarp or not. So first, I want to talk about the hatred that or the nitpicking that my English adaptation gets. And yes, I am referring to the Deacon Pioneer versions, not the Viz version, but of course that, gets nitpicked all the time too. Now, apparently, there's a lot of people out there who hate, my English adaptation done by Deacon, done by Pioneer. And they also hate the version done by Viz, even though technically Viz just redubbed everything, left everything the way it was, but still that one gets hate too. Now, I think a lot of this hatred is mostly just, nitpicking. A lot of people who live in that negative anime bubble or that negative, whatever bubble you want to call it. They in that negative thought, where everything and everyone is bad. Well, at least when it comes to anime. So since they're in this negative anime bubble or negative moving show bubble, they don't like it. They're always complaining about the boys show playing. I don't know why, but they do. You hear them, they constantly complain about that. They're even complaining about the storylines when technically the storylines are already just adapted from, the original. They even complain about people's names being changed, location and place names, location names being changed, attack names being changed. I don't know why, they just do. I mean, you people complain so badly about it. I mean, do a simple search on YouTube and or even VidMe, but really YouTube, and you will find so many people with a bad win. Now, these people, they don't like it. They don't have to watch it. Half of them, I don't even think they were even fans. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. They act like that it was as bad as they think it is, and it's not that bad. I watched it sundriest times in the past. Okay. And I can find nothing wrong with them. I mean, these things you complain about, it's nitpicking. That's what it is. Let's be honest, it's nitpicking. And then when you get into sexual orientation or whatever you want to call it, these people tend to act like that these things were hurting those people. Actually, turning Zoisite into a female, or having Sarah Uranus and Sailor Neptune, Mara Michelle, having them be, cousins, having Fisheye be a woman, were not hurting anybody. Actually, they weren't hurting anybody even before the changes were made, but still, this is during the time where homosexuality, where tolerance and, understanding and acceptance was not at a big high. Today, there are more people who are more accepting and more tolerant of that sort of thing, but back then there weren't so many people. If you even mentioned it or talked about it on the Farseer or, it was considered wrong, So Deke had to find ways to protect themselves from the backlash that may or may not come from it. Even though the rules, the fraudulent people weren't doing anything wrong, okay? But you act like that they were being hurt, that homosexuals were being hurt when they weren't. Nitpicking. When the name's being changed, you complained. Why are they taking Outlander names and replacing them with other Outlander names? Since a lot of people who speak English would understand the European Hellenic names and the European Roman names. Yes, they're Outlander names, just like the Asian Japanese names are Outlander names as well. But most people speaking English would understand those Outlander names. All right? So I think it was just simple nitpicking when it came to names being changed and when it came to all kinds of things. And then complaining about 2 episodes being merged to 1 episode becoming 2. You know, it was always something with you people. You complained about all kinds of stuff. Pioneer version, you complained about it once again. The same complaints. You know, you people were never satisfied. You know. And you people seem to think that since you people don't like it, you can't understand others who do. You go out of your way to claim that anyone who enjoys the English adaptation done by Deke and Pioneer are not real Sailor Moon fans. And that is not true because they are Sailor Moon fans. They just happen to be Sailor Moon fans of that particular Sundrius dub. Okay? My show, regardless of what version you want to watch, there's multiple dubs out there. And each person's going to have his or her win on it, I'm sure. Okay? But I think all this hatred over it. And then here's what I don't get. Apparently, you also hate the fact that it's dubbed in your language. Oh, I hate the fact it's dubbed in English. Why is it dubbed in English for? And a complaint I get from some people is, oh, people are just too lazy to learn another language. Oh, so apparently, if something has to be dubbed into another language, apparently that's evil, it's bad, it's wrong, and it's just English speakers are too lazy to learn another language. When most of you people were growing up, when Sailor Moon first came around, how many of you actually knew another language? How many were you taking another language class at learning? Not too many. How many out there how many out there was speaking Japanic, or at least speaking Asian Japanese, a Japanic language? How many out there was speaking Japanic Japanese, or were speaking a North American Japanese, a dialect of the Japanese language spoken in the United States? And if I see some hands go up, yeah, but I don't think everybody's hand's going to go up. So apparently we're bad people because we only speak one language and when things got to be dubbed. It's perfectly okay to speak English when it's not being dubbed. But if something has to be dubbed in our language, oh, it's evil. Given to the fact that most of you people wouldn't understand Asian Japanese except for maybe the loan words, and that's about it for the Outlander words. You know? You give people crap because they got to be dubbed in your language, and then you turn around and you got the subs on, you got the dub running or the sub running, but you're gonna pretend that it's evil. It's in our language. I never get that. Okay. So anyway, all this hatred is just, I think it's nitpicking, and I don't think it's right. So that's about it for me. I'm Sailor Moon Serena. Hope you enjoyed this moving show.